Fam, hope everybody had a great Friday and looking forward to a nice weekend. Hey, look, I finally had opportunity to really trade today and definitely take advantage of it. And let's talk about it. We start with the London session or the ODR session. I woke up this morning right before 6, and as usual, I flipped my chart open. And let's see what we see, right? So we had the London or the ODR session set up here, and right around 6 o'clock, I got up just in time to catch a move. So we confirmed high way back here at 4 a.m. Definitely was not up for that. But then we came back. I actually got around 6 and saw this move happening. I put my order in on, didn't even look, just put it in. I saw that we confirmed high. Put my order in on RDR high. Took a quick 5 points off of that one, and it's like, oh, okay, all right, nice to, nice way to wake up on a Friday. And then we saw around 7:30, we saw this move here, or that combination here, where we came down right at DR, and so I put another order in on DR high here. It came back toward me. I was like, well, if it comes down, I'll take my little small loss. I had 5 points already over here, so I'm good. With the 2.5 point loss, right? So I wasn't made a big deal. But instead, we had this move to come down, and we had this, which was about a 10 pointer for me this morning. So before we even brushed our teeth good, we had 14, 15 points kind of in the bank. So that made today a lot easier. And so we'll talk about New York session or the RDR session, because this one was a doozy. Yeah, this one was head on a swivel kind of day. There were some really simple plays, but also there were some that you had to you had to pay attention today, is what I said. Talking with my buddies on, via message, and he was like, I had to work hard today, and that's how it felt. But actually was rewarding at the same time. So let's talk about it. Now, here's the deal. We had a 40-point range today. I think that's the biggest range or the widest range I've seen, I think, since I've been doing DR trading. This other side of that was we had a 13, 14 point just gap between IDR and DR on the high side. And so just because of this wick right here. And so that I was like, if we confirm high, I don't know if I'm going to actually play that, because that's just, that 13 points, that's a normal range on some days. So I was a little afraid of that gap. But we ended up confirming low. And just so you guys know, the DR line is right underneath this midnight open. So they were on the same line. So you'll see me talk about that in a second here. The setup today was not one of a bias, right? We had that kind of move on the chart. So no bias there for me. Just wait and see what price does. We come down and we actually confirm low on that candle, that doji candle right here. All right. Now what happened was I saw the move and I was like, okay, well, I'll wait for it to retrace like we wanted to. This thing shot up and then shot back down so quick, I literally missed the move. I didn't even have a chance to put my order on, because my initial order would have been right here on the DR low. And I would have moved that order up here once it shot above the IDR, but it was such a whiplash movement that I didn't even get a chance to do it. So instead of order there, what I end up doing, which I don't encourage, is I just did a market order and I got in somewhere down here. Don't remember the actual number. And then once we broke through, I ended up with 5 points on this one, because I set it at 5 and let it take itself down. We broke through and took out the that daily sell side. So my expectation was that we would eventually start to move back up now, right? And so here we got 5 off of that move, right? And then we just kind of waited a bit. Now again, we confirmed low, right? So this is where some of this kind of more advanced, more kind of, I don't want to say risk. It's not risky. It's just a different change strategies in the middle of the day. All right, and that was start looking at ICT methods, because once we started to move back up, we went up above DR again, right? And I actually did not take this trade. So now on a perfect DR day, if I was really like doing what I was supposed to do, I would have taken a trade here, okay, for it to come back down, which again would have been another, you know, probably an easy 7, 10 points, 5, 10 points on that move there. But again, I was expecting price to move back up, so I kind of in my head started thinking, I started looking for price to go higher, and so on this candle, once we came down, we started to go back up in here. This candle, so right at the top of this bullish fair value gap, right? So using ICT, I ended up taking the trade here, and then we just shot up here, and so now that was I don't even count the points. I'm not even gonna tell you the points today because today was just a ridiculous day. The little 5 points I think I lost on Monday was a distant memory for sure after today. I mean, I already made up for it throughout the week, but it was yeah, today was a good day. Had opportunity to actually watch the market and do things right. So from here to here, we took a trade up here. I want to say it's about 10 points. I'm not even sure. I know it was at least, I think it was at least 10, because I didn't move my stop up anymore, my take profit up anymore. All right, so that was the second trade of the New York session. Now here's where we get back to the DR side, and we notice up here we actually poke right above this .5 fib. Okay, so that's the next rung on our ladder, and so put an order in here for price to come down. Right, we're still saying we want to, we still have that low confirmation, and so we basically rode this trade up and then rode this trade down. Okay, now here's where again, understanding kind of what's happening in the market and how price works, and some of our things that we look at. This is where it becomes important. Okay, now where did I get out of this trade? I actually got out of this trade. So I'm in this trade. I got out right here. Okay, on what? On midnight open. Hey, well, why'd you get out on midnight open? Well, we're in the middle of a bullish fair value gap, right? That's literally the halfway point. So we're in the bullish fair value gap, and also, guess what? Right, what happens on midnight? Midnight is either a strong support or strong resistance, right? So in this case, it is a support, and so I'm expecting price to go back up. Now it may continue to go down, which is great, but I also got another bullish fair value gap right here, right? So I know this is kind of confusing with the drawing, but I hope you understand what I'm saying, right? So again, so I come out here, and then I'm just watching price again, and then so I see it come back up. Okay, and the next move is we come down below the sell side again. I mean, not sell side. That's not sell side. That is the RDR low. And so my initial thought was, let me take a trade for it to come down. And I said, you know what? Don't like it. And if you tell me why I don't like it, I'll give you 10 seconds to tell me why, or maybe 3 seconds, right? Because guess what we have right here? We're in the middle of this, or we have this bullish fair value gap, and that means that price wants to go this way. Okay. So end up not taking that trade, which is good because I would definitely got stopped out on that trade. All right. So that was it for, and that was just lunchtime, right? So we hadn't even gotten any of the other good stuff yet. So, all right. So then here we go with the, let's go afternoon. Okay. So lunch by itself, that was tiring, and we could have been very much done at that point. All right. So into lunchtime, and here we go. Notice where we're just consolidating right up along here on that .5 fib, and so once we got after 1 o'clock, right? We know we have like a 1:30 macro if you live in ICT world, and so I'm expecting something to happen after 1, and so after I actually put in, once we got to like around these candles, I think it was this candle at 1 o'clock. I actually put an order on to sell, right? Because we have been fighting this all day, or fighting this all since lunchtime, and we've been consolidating. And so I'm like, well, if either we're going to come down hard, or we're going to eventually start to move back up, because of my bias of being a confirmed low day, I decided to just take the chance of going, put an order here, it gets picked up, and then we come down another 5 points there. I just Didn't even want to move the stop because I figured, okay, we're good now. I know I'm switching strategies on you guys, and I apologize, but that's kind of how, that's how it works nowadays, right? So remember we had this bullish fair value gap over here, right? We never closed it, so it's still open. It doesn't, my screen doesn't stretch out that far, right? So I get over here, and what I'm expecting is price to come down to midnight open and reject. Okay, right? We're still inside that fair value gap, so it didn't. Right, didn't make it all the way down. So what ends up happening is, right, where did I take it at? Right on, I want to say it was above, right? So right when we got above that red candle, and this candle started moving up, I just jumped into, I think I got on 44.40. And I said, okay, we're going to go high for a while, right? Because we've now come down, retested, and didn't take it out, so we're going to go back up. So I jumped in here around 44.40 because the even number, so I think I remember that one. And then really went, I'm not 44, yeah, 4,400. I'm sorry, not 4440, 4,400, and took this up to about 44.20. Right, because you notice we never actually had a red candle, and these are all 5-minute candles, and so the whole way up we didn't have a red candle for me to say, okay, let me get out. Okay, so I just rolled it up, and then when I got to 20 points, I'm like, okay, that's enough. That's more than enough. Yeah, this was a ridiculous day. Now here's where, all right, so here's kind of where I stopped trading, and I'll, and the reason for that was, remember, we confirmed low, right? So my expectation now is that we're gonna, in this case, we're gonna come back low. So we get up here, and if you notice, we are in between that. We're in that 13-point gap, which I said I did not like. Okay, and so what's happening is I'm looking at this and I'm going, okay, well, if I see that we're in the middle of that gap, I'm expecting price to come back down, and now that would be called a retirement setup, right? If we went up and tested the high side of the DR model, but we didn't take it out, it would be a retirement setup. And somebody actually asked me, like, is this retirement setup? I said, yeah, but I just don't trust it. I'm not, I don't like the fact that how wide that gap is. Not sure what's going to happen. And so sure enough, we come down, and we actually turn back around. And then, and now, if you've taken this is not a bad trade. I mean, that is, that's like 10 points, if I'm not mistaken, or it's at least 5 points, all right? 15, let's go. Yeah, 15 to, let's say, 24, so what, 9? So 9, 10 points. So it's not a bad trade. But again, when I look at retirement, I'm thinking retirement's going to come all the way back down. So that's where that's why I said I wasn't really comfortable taking this, because I wasn't sure what was going to happen when it got down to like the IDR, and because then that's a 10-point drop already. So it just didn't feel right to me. But then we come up and we actually pierce the DR high. But remember what the rule is for a false DR day is that price will actually go up and the candle closes above that opposite end, right? So we did not have that. So the day is still a true DR day. We consolidate a little bit here, go back up, test it again, and then toward the end of the day, around 3:30, we have this move down, which I know some people did take that trade. I did not. Again, I just didn't trust it, and to me, it wasn't worth the risk. Even though I was well compensated for today, it was just an easy day for me. Kind of how I like to trade, and my the way I like to scalp. So I wasn't looking to hold things too long unless it just played out that way. I'm very happy with 5 points. I'm happy with 2 points in some cases, right? If that's what the market's going to give me. But today that's made it easy for us. We had Powell speaking at Jackson Hole, and had some other Fed members speaking, I believe. So I think that's kind of what made the day so, with such, I had so much movement in it because we had different voices in the market. We didn't have any, kind of PMI, CPI, anything like that, but we had some folks talking, and so I think that did kind of give us a little bit of movement inside the market. But so anyway, so again, guys, just a really nice, easy day. And I'd say easy. because I know what I was expecting, and kind of what I expected kind of worked itself out, right? So that's what the easy means. Not easy as in anybody can do this. Takes a lot of practice, takes a lot of patience. Some days it doesn't work at all. Some days it works halfway. Some days it works, very easily. Um, Now, if I had just done DR trades today without some of the other ICT stuff, yes, I would have still made out. I probably would not have made as much. Definitely would not have made as much because I wouldn't have taken. I wouldn't have taken this trade here. I wouldn't have taken any of the trades to the upside that I did take. Right, that's what would have happened, and so that was a significant amount of points for today. All right, that I would not have had. All right, so anyway, so at the end of the day, good day. Still following the rules. Still, when I trade DR, I trade DR, and then kind of add in the ICT stuff. But again, I think it's one of those things where you have to be comfortable in your strategy, and understanding if I would have lost something today, I would have been like, okay, well, that's my loss, right? It's not because of DR didn't work; it's because I decided to add into what would have been a easy DR day, right? Again, you look at it from a DR perspective, right? Here's one, there's two, there's three, right? Well, actually, three would have been back here. You just had to hold it for a while, right? Yeah. So those are three relatively easy trades that you could have taken and gotten paid on. Okay, so it works, all right? As long as you follow the rules and do it the way it's supposed to be done, it definitely works. Anyway, but that's it, guys. Have a phenomenal weekend. I wrote on one of my stories early in the week. I said my refrigerator was acting up, so I needed a refrigerator. So the market had to pay for that. So check that off. And then I had my electric bill come in, and that was well over $800 for the month. You got kids in the house, and nobody has to pay a bill. They decide, they just let things run and like to have it at 68 degrees when it's 100 degrees outside and all that good stuff. So anyway, so yeah, the market took care of that too. So that's what I do this for. So I don't have to come out of my pocket for some of this stuff. And that's why I say taking 5 points here. If you do that with just a one contract on the mini, that's 5 points is, what's that, 250? Well, no, that's what, 50 is a point. So, yes, 250 if you do 5 points. Do multiple contracts, you can kind of get to figure the math out. But again, you have to be ready for the risk because you might lose that as well. All right, so that's the story behind that. So anyway, have a great weekend. Love on your loved ones. You never know when you won't be able to do that again. So take advantage of it when you can. I got 4 days, and it'll be a year since my dad passed away, and not looking forward to it. I'll be honest, but we're going to get through it. We're going to push through it because that's how he raised me. Let's keep it moving. All right. But anyway, love you guys. Appreciate you. Leave some comments in there if you need to. Like, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend, all that good stuff. All right. We'll see you. We'll talk about it on Monday. I'm thinking about, and depending on how market sets up on Sunday, I may come on and do a little bit of a live. I can't guarantee it, but again, we'll see how DR sets up, and if it sets up where I think we'll have some decent plays, I may come on and just try to do a live. It'll be my first one, so we'll see how it goes. All right, if I lose money, then hey, it is what it is. All right. Anyway, y'all be good. We'll see you.